What's up, basketball sickos? Juice Mason and Morgan Reagan, the color analyst for the Golden State Valkyries. And we are here to talk some Valkyries because Morgan Reagan, back-to-back wins, destroyed the Aces in San Francisco the other day.
So fun.
Then last night on the road, find a way to win in overtime, beating the Sparks 89-81.
It was impressive. I mean, it's been an impressive last couple of games, but just starting with the game last night against the Sparks, the Sparks have a lot of size, a lot of height, and I would even say a lot of hype around them as well because of some of the pieces they have, and obviously adding Kelsey Plum, who went off on the Valkyries on the home opener, right? So weeks ago. But then you see last night with the Valkyries, not only do they not give up, they're relentless, all these things, but they set the tone from the start of the game. And that's what I felt like from this team last night. And it was just another huge win. And especially after the Valkyries lost a couple of players, Linskin's getting waived. And then Xana Lissini is going to go play Eurobasket. And then obviously Tiffany Hayes still isn't back because of the nose.
Yeah. What impresses me most about this team is they don't shoot well all the time. The Aces game, they shot well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But they still find ways. And I thought last night the rebounding was massive. You talk about the size issues. Golden State has found a way to be one of the better rebounding teams in the WNBA. And last night they had 17 offensive rebounds. Fag Benley had 8 offensive rebounds. She
Crazy.
had 4 steals, 4 blocks, 14 points, 13 rebounds in the game. But to have 17 offensive rebounds, I think Natalie Nikasi said at halftime they had 5 offensive rebounds. So a lot of that damage was in the second half, and this team is just relentless. So for a team that at times struggles to knock down shots, their compete level defensively, the rebounding, they don't fight. And I admire how this team doesn't get discouraged by the missed shots. Look at the three-point shooting. They were 5 of 32 in this game, okay? Janelle Salaün made 3 of 4 from downtown. So everybody else really couldn't knock down threes last night, but it didn't seem to impact them, and they found other ways to score. And it was in the paint last night where they've struggled this year, last in the WNBA in points in the paint per game. And last night they end up with 46 points in the paint. I know I just threw a lot at you, but I just dig their fight. And that's why this team is one of the most fun teams to watch in the league.
It's funny because, you're texting me during the game as I'm calling the game, by the way, and always just reminding me of little nuggets. And it was the points in the paint that had really stood out to you at that point. And you're like, they average 27 points in the paint and they're at 36 right now. This is wild. Look at them get into the paint. And a lot of that was created with the 2-man game. Just starting with Julie Van Loo with her ability to find the bigs on the slip, on the roll. And she would just keep it up high. Fag Benley was posting up big. She would keep it up high for Fag Benley, for Mo Billings. And I thought Julie Van Loo did a fantastic job, but I think it ended up being more and more contagious because then Veronica Burton was also doing the same thing in that 2-man game, just finding whoever it was in the paint, especially when the Sparks were throwing up that blitz.
And I think that's a huge credit to the coaching staff and then the players, because they watched the Sparks and they knew that the hard hedge was coming, the blitzes were coming, and they know the Sparks switch. So just make the simple play. Fag Benley has Kelsey Plum on her. Well, let's get it to Fag Benley in the paint. And
make it quick.
Exactly. So I think they really just took what the defense gave them in a lot of ways, and the execution was there in a big way. Last night, one of my favorite players in the league.
Wait, Janelle Salaün?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Which is so
rookie.
Crazy because she's a rookie. Yeah.
She plays 38 minutes last night, ends up with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 11 shooting, 3 of 4 from downtown.
Career high 21 points.
Yeah. Her confidence, she does not care if she has someone on her, hitting the step backs, creating good looks. She is a rookie in the W. And she's learning this game. She's learning this league. She's really talented.
9 points in the third quarter, so coming out of the half, just being super aggressive. Also added 8 rebounds, crashing the board. She had a huge one where she like corralled it with one arm. You text me after one big play that she had. And it could have been even after her big free throws at the end, just clutch, making those 2 free throws. And you're like, she plays like a vet. She plays like a vet. And she really did. And I mean, she has every time that she stepped out there on the floor. I think she's had one game, and I think it was the first game against the Liberty, where you could feel like it took her out of her space and what she was used to. But she's done a great job with that as a rookie. But same with Carla Leite. And Carla Leite is someone who was not even seeing some minutes in some of these games. And it was confusing to me because I really like having her out there. I think not only just because she works so hard, and although she is a smaller player and sometimes they can be guard heavy, I just think she can contribute so much on both ends of the floor with her effort. But I just thought on the offensive end, the way that she was getting in the paint, the way that she was attacking the basket, it was so needed from this Valkyries team.
Yeah, I think they definitely play with force. The ball movement's there. They get fantastic looks. I think the guard play you mentioned late, even like Veronica Burton, well, I didn't think had a great night, like foul trouble last night, missed some shots, but she gets to the line like every night, 9 times a game.
Yeah.
And you're like, God damn. And to see her go from kind of like, I'm a defensive role player, to now being like a starting point guard in the league, and you're seeing her confidence grow on the offensive end. I don't know. It's just a collection of talent where it's not like you have a star at this point, but just the collective. It's so beautiful to watch.
That's it. And the other thing that we were talking about is like, what's been really fun about the Valkyries? Every single time, and especially when they win, it feels like it's a team win. It's the chemistry, the way that they played together, the way that they played the right way. And I even said this to you too at the half. It felt like there was some players that were frustrated with one another. And Natalie even talked about it after the game, how she wasn't happy with the way that they were playing defense in that first half, especially with the way that the Sparks were scoring in transition. I mean, how many times did De'Erica Hamby get out in the open court? It felt like it was Pascal Siakam with the Indiana Pacers, right? And where you're just like, how do you stop that? Like, they're getting the ball out so quick, but they did make those adjustments, and they did slow her down, and they slowed down the fast break for the Sparks as well. They make in-game adjustments.
Yeah. Looking at the box score, so you get 15 from Leite. Monique Billings with 10 points and 4 rebounds. She was awesome in that Aces game too.
Yes.
Man. And then Kayla Thornton with back-to-back double-doubles. She had 18 points, 11 rebounds, and a monster 3 late. That play was crazy where they blitz late and Leite throws up a pass that was so high.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kayla Thornton did not hesitate. Catches it, shoots it, buries it. Big time shit from Kayla Thornton in that spot.
Second straight double-double as well.
I just said that for sure.
Yep.
I like you were just emphasizing it.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
A negative?
Yeah.
We got to stop smoking layups, Valkyries. I've never seen a team smoke so many layups in my life.
I know.
Can we just finish at and I'm not talking about like, hey, the defender was there. I'm talking about wide open.
Like not going high enough off the glass. Yeah. Like just the finesse isn't there at times. And, I can understand when the defense can alter and maybe scare you a little bit, but these ones aren't those. And so, yeah, it's going to take a little bit more focus. And I know Kayla Thornton's had a couple of those in the last couple of games.
It's not just her. I'm just saying in general.
No, I know.
Big picture wise, they're sitting at 4 and 5. And I just look at this stretch where they went through that brutal 3 games stretch where you had the Liberty back-to-back games. You had the Lynx and Mercury.
Yep. And,
they lose 4 in a row. They're in every game except that first Liberty game.
Yeah.
They compete, and you've got other players from other teams talking about, it's tough to play there, or it's tough to play them. And they've got that reputation. I've been so impressed with how they've handled things and competed, despite the fact that they've had some adversity. It's not like, look, Tiffany Hayes is a great example of this. She's played in 3 games, but really she's played 1 full game this year. And the 2 others, she got hit in the face, and she's been dealing with that nose injury, like getting hit. She had the mask and then got hit again. So she's played 1 full game. Dana Lucini, who I really like, she's missed 5 games, and now she's gone again. Billings missed a couple of games too. So they've had their own adversity, and now they're about to get into it more with Eurobasket with Fag Benley and Salaün leaving, Xander Lassini,
Van Loo.
I mean, those are some big time losses here.
Sure.
But I don't know. For a group that is an expansion team, they just don't feel like an expansion team to me. And it's been really impressive to see where they are at right now. I think they're well coached, and I think they might have a shot at the playoffs. I honestly think they're going to be in that conversation with the way they play. This stretch here is going to be tough, missing players, but I don't know. Where are you at with this?
Well, I think too, you look at the Commissioner Cup games, and these players, because of what they do, get paid as their salary for the WNBA. The Commissioner Cup is important to them, right? The $500,000 can be split amongst the entire team, a smaller roster than the NBA. You know, like there's money there. And so you do see a different type of compete level in these Commissioner Cup games. And that's the last 2 games for the Valkyries where they're pushing against another team that's pushing hard, competing hard against them, and they're finding a way to get the W. And I think you're exactly right. When you think about all the adversity of like people in and out of the lineup, you and I cover a lot of NBA G League basketball, and we always see the turnover. And so when a team is capable of still like having an identity, no matter in plug and play players, it can be so impressive. And I'm feeling like that's what we're going to see with this Valkyrie squad, even when some players go and play some Eurobasket.
It's a completely new team too.
Yeah.
And then you have so many players. It's just in different roles now. I mean, Carla Leite still learning the language.
Yeah.
That's hard.
And she's going to lose, obviously, Janelle Salaün, like we talked about. And that's the person that's really helped her, translate so many different things. And there's the way that coaches have to communicate with Carla Leite. It's going to be different, but at least they've had some time together now to kind of figure some things out.
I don't know. It's an exciting time.
I agree.
I was at the Aces game. By the way, Valkyries are 2-0 with Deuce Mason in the building. They beat the Mystics and then smashed the Aces. The atmosphere at Chase Center, a.k.a. Valhalla. It's different. I mean, they're selling out every single game. The energy is electric. I don't know. It's just fun to see. Even that Lynx game that they lost, the fans are giving them a standing ovation when they leave the floor.
Yes.
But no, the atmosphere is just wild. Like you go in there and it's just a different type of energy. I think that this fan base really supports this team and it's cool to see.
The two that you and I have been keeping track of, mostly, on social media, Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann from the Lynx, they podcast together or whatever, but I'm just like looking at their clips and they're hilarious together, first of all. But the amount of times that they've mentioned the Valkyries with just the way they play, the blah, 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 but they started talking about the atmosphere and was just saying how crazy it was that, like seeing this crowd just give a standing O after someone dives on the ground for a loose ball or a big defensive play, or giving them the standing O after a loss. She's like, people don't do that. Like fans don't do that. And like, this is real. And you and I coming from Sacramento, like we get to see this loyal fan base through lots and lots of lows, whether it was at Arco Arena and now to Golden One Center. And it's like, there's something special about a loyal, loud, energetic fan base. And I'm feeling that from the Valkyries fan base.
And I think it's a team that's easy to connect with because they are just truly underdogs. And it's new for fans too, right? It's exciting because it's fresh. It's like, we're just happy to have basketball here. This is awesome. But like this team legitimately plays hard. And, I think even offensively, although it could be a struggle with the perimeter shooting, they generate good looks and they move the ball. I don't ever watch them and go, that was an awful shot. Like
how many times have they gotten in the paint and they're getting the spray that you want to see, or they're getting the spray and then they're making the extra pass to someone who's just moving, relocating just a little bit along the wing just to get in their vision, to get in their eyesight. It's just, I feel like they're all doing things with a purpose. Like the intent of a cut isn't just to move without the basketball. It's like, no, to see if I can get the basketball from Julie Van Loo, or to see if I can get the ball movement going so then the defense can shift left to right. Like all those things are happening every single possession.
Yeah, they attack closeouts well. I mean, It's a fun group to see,
It sure
and they're
is.
staying in it because of what they're doing defensively, and that's another huge credit to this group that you mentioned doesn't have a ton of size. I think Fag Bentley's defense has been unbelievable this year. I
How
mean,
many
she
blocks?
has been huge. She had 4 last night.
Yeah.
So they're gonna miss her when she goes to Eurobasket too. That's another tough one, but. I know in general, I like the squad. And even if they don't make the playoffs, there's a lot of season left. We know all that. You just feel like, oh, they are building something. And this is what it's about. Like your first year as an expansion team, you're trying to set the foundation of who do we want to be? What do we want to do out there? And to me, they are laying the foundation of what will be winning basketball.
Yeah. Well, Joe Lacob is giving them 5 years to win a championship. So
Is that what he
that's
said?
what he said in the beginning of the
mean,
season.
Okay. I don't honestly think it's that outrageous because, no, again, if you're building this reputation and free agents,
I know.
go play in San Francisco in front of a fan base that's engaged for a ownership group that is invested. Like, that's attractive.
A practice facility that has all the amenities that you need, a locker room that gives you the same equal opportunity as the men. Absolutely, that stuff is attractive. Oh, we're throwing our V's up.
Don't say that like that again. That was so
okay.
corny.
Wait, how should I say it?
V's up.
V's up, motherfucker.
All right, let us know how you're feeling about the WNBA season. What do you think about the Golden State Valkyries? Are you locked in? If you're not, you should watch a game. We highly encourage it. We love you guys, but we got to go. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.